Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's Mark with GeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another video. Well, the great thing about doing these videos and this channel is all the immediate feedback I get from viewers. I love reading your comments and hearing about your own wet shaving stories and the methods and techniques that you use. It's been an education for me, so really please continue to comment. I really do enjoy that. Now, in a video I did regarding the Marko Method, on how to build a lather using the Marko Method with a brush and some hard soap. A viewer named Peter Fantotos, sorry if I butchered your last name, Peter. He said that he gave up bowl lathering altogether and now just lathers right in the palm of his hand. And I did a little research, and sure enough, there are a lot of wet shavers out there who prefer just to build a lather in your hand. As Peter explained, and as I learned, from doing a little online research, is you do get that feedback from your actual skin, and it tells you when that lather is the right thickness and consistency and ready to apply to the face. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and do a lather in my opposing hand here. And to help me out with that, I'm going to be using the Vikings Blade Firemare synthetic brush. Love this brush. It's a great size. I chose this brush today because not only can you use it as your daily driver at home, but it's the right size where it would travel well. So I think in a situation where you're traveling, you might have to, ad-lib a little bit. Maybe you don't have a lathering bowl, you don't have a shaving stick, you have a little shaving cream. You can just lather right in your hand in your hotel room. Also going to be using Tabak shaving soap. I love this soap. Great old school barbershop scent to it. Really, really like it. And it makes heaps and heaps of lather. So it's going to be really interesting to see how much we get. I'm going to kick it all off though with Vikings Blade Gentle Mint pre-shave oil, a little pre-shave oil. I'm going to be using my Baxter of California razor. This is actually a Mula R89, or so I'm told, but it really is a smooth shaver. I'm going to be finishing it off with some Avon Wild Country Aftershave Splash, also some Avon Wild Country Aftershave Balm. Prior to doing all that, I'm going to pull out my Ozma Allen block, obviously, and knock down any irritation that might happen, the microabrasions, and actually get some feedback as to how the shave is. But we're really more going to concentrate more on the lathering of this episode of the video. And we're going to have to pick a blade too. So let's get my big bowl of blades before I get started here. I got them right here. My big bowl of blades right here. So I got them all loosely in there now. I took them out of the packages so they don't fumble all over and fall into the sink. So here they are right here. So I'm going to shake them up a little bit. And I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to mix them up, as you can see. And I'm going to pick one right here. And oh, that's Treat. Wow, that's a great blade. Have you ever used Treat before? I have to do a video on these. These are really, really nice blades. Treat. Platinum coated, very, very smooth. You know what? Before we go any further, let's load the razor. Open that up. Let's get this open here. There's the Treat blade. Nice razor. Really, really nice blade alignment and blade balance. Very, very nice. End tabs don't protrude too much. Lightweight. A light razor, and has some really neat knurling on it. But for some reason, it's really anti-slip. Gives a really, really nice grip. Okay, without further ado, let's wet the face. Get some oil on the face, and let's start building this lather and learn how to build a lather just using the palm of the hand. All right, here we go. All right, so now that I have that pre-shave oil on my skin, we'll just let that sit and set up a little bit. we're going to go ahead and build a lather. Now, I'm going to use the Marko method to start this off, or partially the Marko method, depending on how good of a load I get on the brush. So with the Marko method, you want to swirl it into the bowl here, the soap bowl. I've got my hard puck in there, got some hot water sitting on top. Let's dump that off. And then let's take my brush that I have soaking here, and I'm just going to pull it out, maybe give it a slight squeeze. That's about it, not much more. I'm not going to shake anything off. And I want a fairly wet brush, and we're just going to go ahead and load. And I may not have to have too much of a load here. Oh, gotta make sure it doesn't get too sloppy here. It's gonna overflow a little bit. And I'm gonna go for, you know what? I'm probably gonna go for maybe 20 seconds, something like that. Maybe a little longer. Can you see that? All right, that's been probably a good 45 seconds. That's all I'm gonna need. Now, I'm going to just rinse my hand a little bit. I'm gonna dry it off just a little bit. There's a little bit of moisture there. I'm gonna put a little moisture, just a little moisture on my hand here. So here, I'm gonna build a lather right here. That's all we're gonna do. Wow, it's really starting to build very, very quickly here. And I can understand how you get feedback. You can pull some off here. Look how much I have here already. Look, wow. I mean, that's fast. It's very, very quick. Just have to make sure it doesn't overflow my hand, so to speak. I can actually pull off of the bristles, the hairs of the brush, and get it back squarely onto the palm of my hand. As you can see, just pull it off like that, and look. And then I can take that. Look how wonderful that is. I can take that, and I can then just paint that on. And that's what we're going to do, because look, this is already ready. Look, and you can see it really is rich and thick and creamy, and it's not falling off my hand. Look at the peak I get on that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Really, really nice. So I can paint this on. I don't have to do a face lather because I've done all the lathering right there in the hand. So we're going to paint this on. Wow, goes on very, very well. And it is, look how much I've coated already. That is great. Look at that. That's beautiful. Not too dry, not too wet. Seems to be perfect. If you want to add a little bit of water, you can just dip in like that and add just a little bit of water if you want. Like I've done, just dip the tips of the brush in, and look. Beautiful. I'm just gonna set that down right there. Now, this hand here, I'm gonna rinse off and just dry a little bit. I got my razor here. I'm gonna go ahead and get some hot water out of the faucet and heat that blade up. Now I'm just going to swirl, warm it, get it to the right temperature. All right, here we go. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. Now, obviously, if you use your opposing hand to stretch your skin, this might not work for you. However, I use my facial muscles and moving my face around and my head around in order to stretch the skin, and that works really well for me. Treat blade is really, really smooth. Now, the only downside here is that I usually rinse after every shaving pass. I only have the one hand here because of this, but I suppose I can rinse with one hand. It didn't work too bad. That worked rather well, but it also allows me to put a little bit of water on there and see what the first pass was like. Not bad at all. I'm gonna go ahead and lather up for pass number 2. And look, I've got plenty there for pass number 2, and a little bit of water on the face, which is what I like. You don't have to rinse. You could just go right ahead and lather for your second pass if you want to. A lot of guys do that. I like to rinse. I like the added water on my face. That's just me. And again, with this synthetic brush and the tabak, and just using your hand, that's fantastic. And yeah, this is the first time I'm doing this. So if I stumble, well, it's a legitimate stumble because I'm just doing this on the fly. And really, it's working out very, very well. I'm surprised. The only, I guess the only stumbling block that occurred so far was the rinsing between shaving passes. But again, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's all on how you want to do your shave, what gives you enjoyment, what gives you a good result. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go with the second pass, east to west across the grain. All right, that's the second pass done. I'm going to splash a little water in my face with my non-lathered hand. Baxter razor is a nice, mild razor, very smooth, especially with the treat blade. So I'm going to go ahead and do a third pass, and I have plenty of cream here. Wow, got enough for a third pass and maybe even some touch-up. And again, the nice thing is I'm just able to paint it on. I don't have to really worry about doing a face lather. If I want to do a little face lathering here, I could. But again, lathering in the hand really does give you that feedback as to when it's ready to go. And that really is nice. I'm just going to go take a little bit more here. Look at that, see? Look how much I have. Have more than enough for a third great pass. It paints on so rich and creamy, and all I have to do, if I want a little more, just pull it off like that, and then just apply it. I mean, I can get a nice, good, thick, protective coating if I want. Very nice, very nice. And again, I still have some left for a touch-up if I want. I can scrape it off my hand here. I suppose I could add a little more water and build up even a little more. I mean, I got a lot here. It's amazing how much cream I got using partly the Marko method, but also building that lather in my hand. The other thing is, and I'll show you that after we do this third pass, but getting ahead of myself here. So we're going to do a third pass here. We're going to go south to north against the grain. All right, that's the third pass done. Now, the great thing about doing this in the hand, I just suddenly noticed that if I wanted to do some touch-up, I already have the lather in my hand and I can just apply it. So if I wanted to get my chin here a little bit, maybe do a little bit of blade buffing here, I could do that, or maybe the corners of my mouth. Because the lather is, it's right there. It's right there in your hand. See, so I can just knock this down here a little bit more. Just some light buffing, so I can always have that protection of the cream at the ready, just by having it in my hand like this, just to put it on some of my, maybe my areas where I want to get a little smoother. Maybe there's a little bit more, little stubble there that I really want to knock down just a little more. And you want to put the cream there in order to make sure that your skin is protected so you don't have any undue irritation. This worked really, really well. And again, I've got more than enough. I mean, I've got enough here to do all those touch-ups if I want to. And it worked great. So that's the shave. The shave is done. Let's rinse and wrap this shave up. That's nice. I ran the water a little bit there just to get the excess off of my hand because there was a lot there. It really generated a lot of lather. I think a lot of that has to do with the synthetic brush, the Vikings Blade Fire Mirror. Great brush, really nice and soft, and you can see how much lather it generates. So we're just going to let that drain a little bit. I'm going to do my 2 final rinses, one warm and one cold. Very nice. Got all that slickness off. Really a nice, nice shave. So we're going to go turn it to cold, and we're going to get cold water rinse. Very, very nice. I got a fresh, clean towel waiting for me right here. Nice shave. Very nice. Nice shave. That worked well. One less piece of shaving gear to clean up, so you don't have to worry about cleaning up a lathering bowl. Let's get my Ozma alum block here, as I mentioned earlier. Put that under some cold water and then run it around and see what kind of feedback I got from the shave. No stinging, no zigging at all. Nice. Especially the chin area where I was doing a little buffing. Nothing there at all. No stinging, no zinging. So that tells me that the cream gave me a lot of protection. And isn't that neat that you can just have it on your hand like that and just apply it and have that added protection. So if you want to knock down a little more stubble or do a little blade buffing, you can do that. Just drying off my alum block and putting it in a dish here. I'm going to let that sit overnight, let it air out, use it tomorrow morning for my next shave. Okay, we're going to let that set up. Some people rinse alum off afterwards. Some people leave it on. I leave it on. If you use the alum block and you leave it on and you find that it's drying your skin out too much, then rinse it off after you've applied it. Wait 20-30 seconds and then rinse it off. I choose to leave it on. It just depends on your skin and your skin, your beard, that sort of thing. So anyhow, we're going to let that set up, and I'll be right back to finish up the shave and give you some of my post-shave commentary on this method with lathering with the hand. Okay, be right back. Again, I love this brush. You just give it a gentle squeeze and a few shakes, and I'm just running it over the towel, and it is, I mean, it's almost completely dry. This is an amazing, terrific, terrific brush. And I mean, it's been great. It's been a great performer. I really, really like it. And again, it's a nice size. You can use it at home. You can take it on the road with you. Very, very nice. All right, I'm just going to set this aside here. Going to put it on my razor stand with my razor and brush stand. It's the Admiral razor and brush stand by Vikings Blade. Stainless steel. Really very, very nice. All right, so let's finish this shave off here. This is Wild Country Aftershave Splash by Avon. They don't make it anymore. This is new old stock that I found, and so I like it a lot. Somewhat close to Pinot Clubman. Really very, very nice. Great scent, nice feedback. It's not cooling like Aqua Velva or Skin Bracer, or certainly not like Parasso, but it does have a nice scent. And this is the Wild Country Aftershave Balm. Now they do sell this. You can buy this on Amazon. You can buy it from an Avon distributor. I've seen it in some stores, and it is really terrific stuff. And I like to use this on face and head, again, because it's winter, it's cold out there. Nice shave. Great shave, really great. That was a great way to lather. I have to admit it. My thanks to Peter Fontatos. Peter, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name. I really do sincerely apologize. But I thank you for your comment and your suggestion. That worked great. That was really a wonderful way to shave. Now, the only downside that I saw was I rinse with both hands in between shave passes, so I have to adjust like that. And it's not really a downside, it's an adjustment. Downside is the wrong word, I apologize. It's an adjustment, and it's not that big of an adjustment to make. The great thing is that after you do your 2 or 3 passes, you want to do some touch-up, you have that cream right there at the ready on your hand, just to put it in some of the areas that you want to maybe clean up a little more closely. That worked really, really well. And again, that's why I say, please comment below and let me know, because I learned a lot from the viewers out there regarding wet shaving. And I like the exchange of ideas that we have here. It's great. It really is great. So thanks very much to Peter for that comment that led to this video. I really do appreciate it. So really, if you're on the road or you're home and you don't want to use a shaving bowl, you don't want to do a face lather, try lathering in the palm of your hand. It does work really, really well. And you do get immediate feedback, and you know when the lather is ready to apply to the face. And you can see, as you saw in the video, all I did was paint it on, and I got a rich, thick, creamy lather. So it's a combination of using a little bit of the Marko Method, making sure your brush is damp enough, really getting a good load on it, and then just building it in the hand. And you can see how I was just pulling it off of the hairs to rework it into the hand. Really gave me a terrific, terrific lather. I like it. It's a method that I'm going to be using as well. This was my first time using it, and it worked like a charm. I mean, I had lather in a snap, as you saw. So it was a great way to do it. So hey, thanks very, very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. I love hearing from all the viewers out there and their wet shaving ideas, methods, techniques, and stories. Really is great, and I read them all, and I try to answer as many as I can. So thanks very much for that. Also, please visit my blog, georgetoon.com/blog, for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this, and I'll see you again real soon.